Hey everybody, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to another video of One Tool a Week. If you're new to the channel, we take a look at tools every week. So if you love tools, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So what is it that we're going to be taking a look at this week? Well, if you ask me, we're going to continue adding to our building a tool bag segment. So what is it that we're going to be adding to our tool bag? Well, if you ask me, there's always certain specific tools that you're going to need in the trade. And one of those specific tools is going to be a torque wrench. Now, what is it that you're going to be using a torque wrench for? Well, whenever you need to set something to a specific foot-pounds of torque, manufacturer is going to require it, and that is very important for a couple reasons. Number one is you want to keep the manufacturer's warranty, and of course, small little things, maybe doing small little residential homes or all that, really doesn't require that much torquing. But once you get into commercial and bigger equipment, it's going to require torque specifications as per manufacturer. Depending on what manufacturer is, you could either help the warranty keep on going, or you're going to end up voiding the warranty, which is a big deal once you start getting into commercial and bigger industrial equipment, because that's going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars in the long run. So with that being said, guys, we're going to be adding a torque wrench, and that torque wrench is going to be this baby right here. It's going to be the Proto J6016C torque wrench right here. And of course, it is going to be made in the America, or in the USA. For all you that only buy American made or US made products, Proto is going to be one of those, or at least this torque wrench itself is going to be made in the USA. Now, a fun fact, if you did not know, Proto is owned by Stanley Black & Decker. So for all you that don't know, Stanley owns Black & Decker, or vice versa. Black & Decker owns Stanley. They're both combined, and some of the few manufacturers that belong to the Stanley and Black & Decker family is going to be, of course, Proto right here. You're also going to have DeWalt, Craftsman, Mac Tools, Irwin, Linux, Porter Cable, and Les Lista tools are going to be all part of that family, just to list a couple of them. So if you did not know, they all fall under the same manufacturer. So with that being said, guys, come on, let's get started with our torque wrench that we're adding to our tool bag. So this is going to be it, of course, the Proto torque wrench, and it's going to come in this nice case right here to keep it protected, or if you're going to keep it in your toolbox, your truck, your gang box, whatever the case is, it's going to come well protected. So let's go ahead and open it up. And as you can see right here, this is the baby right here. You're going to have this puppy right here, which tells you when it was assembled, when it was torqued down, and you could set your date. That way, it tells you when you're probably due for another torque, and of course your instructions right here. Now let's go ahead and slide that to the right side or left side, and let's pull this puppy out right here. And of course, I'm gonna slide this plastic case to the side, that we have enough space. So this is gonna be the torque wrench right here, which is a very nice torque wrench. It's gonna be a nice hard case, of course, like I said, and it's gonna be a full polish torque wrench right here. Now, of course, they do sell digital torque wrenches. There's a whole bunch of manufacturers. This is just what I happen to have for myself, and I happen to be using. I like to use this mostly because you're going to be either getting the tools wet, whatever the case is. You don't want to get a digital tool wet, because it could mess it up in the long run. Now, keep in mind, what is it that you're going to be using torque wrenches? Well, if you're in the HVAC industry and you're working on boilers or heaters, you're always going to have heat exchangers inside that are going to require specific torque wrenches or torque down specs. And of course, your chillers, your magnetic bearing chillers, whatever the case is, everything's going to require torque down specs. That way you keep it in the manufacturer recommendations. Now, of course, plumbing too, you're going to have stone flanges, schedule 80. If you read the side of the label, Spears always has a torque wrench for all that. There's just so many requirements to torquing. You're also gonna have mixing valves, that larger mixing valves, commercial. You're gonna have to torque them down to certain specs, so keep that in mind. A torque wrench is going to be very important. Now, what kind of torque wrench you're gonna use, that's gonna depend on what ranges you're gonna need. So of course, this is going to be the length on this baby right here is going to be 20 and 5/8 of an inch long. That way, if you want to know a length on this, and of course your head right here, if you see the width on the head from here to the connector up here is going to be 1.7 inches. Now this torque wrench is going to weigh about 5 pounds, which isn't light, but of course it is going to be a very nice chrome, fully polished torque wrench right here. So of course, like I said, keeping corrosive and all that, it's going to be nice to keep it nice and clean. Now, the torque ranges for this is going to be from 30 to 150 foot-pounds of torque, and that meets my requirements that I end up using it for. Now, of course, it's going to be a 1/2 inch head up here for your sockets, and then you're going to have torque increments of 1 foot-pounds of torque, meaning that it's able to change up to 1 foot-pounds of torque depending on what adjustment I'm going to need. If I need it at 33, 34, or 36, 35, whatever the case is, it's going to change up to 1 foot increments, and I'll show you in a little bit. Now, another thing that you're going to find pretty neat, it's going to be that the calibration is within plus or minus 4%, turning it clockwise or right hand. Tightening it up, it's going to be within 4 plus or minus percent correct. And if you're turning it counterclockwise or left side, loosening it up, you're going to be plus or minus 6%. So that's pretty good and pretty close. So if you want to know how to use this torque wrench right here, let me go ahead and zoom in real quick. Let's see if we could get this baby to zoom in. Let me see. Give me one moment, guys. If it's catching. It's not catching. Let me see. Let me see, right? So if you could tell right here, we're gonna slide it down, and that's how you're gonna be able to turn them. And if you could see, we're gonna be having it at 0 right there with the lines meeting where they meet. Let me see if I could get a better angle. My camera's not working with me right now. So if you could see right here, it's going to be 0 increments. It's gonna be at 0 right now. So right now I am at 30 foot-pounds of torque, and if I want it to go up, I'm gonna turn it clockwise, and I'm passing 4, 5, and if I leave it at the 5 right there above 30, you're gonna have 35 foot-pounds of torque, and that's gonna be your diagram right here. That way you're able to adjust it to whatever torque specs it is, and all it is of course left side's gonna loosen it up and lower the torque, and right side's gonna tighten or put the torque even more tension inside the rod that's on the inside, guys. So of course, guys, like I said, a torque wrench is gonna come in handy whatever you're gonna be using it. It's not a tool that's not gonna be that often used in our trades, but it is going to be a tool that is very good to have whenever you're going to be doing specific or more specialized jobs for a certain job. So this baby alone is going to set you back on Amazon for $176.63. It's not cheap, but again, it's a specific job. It's meant for specific work. That way you could be more productive and of course not void the warranty. So as always, guys, leave the comments below what you think and what you yourself use a torque wrench for. And again, I want to thank everybody for making this channel just keep on growing. I appreciate it. Thank you all for the support, and let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and as soon as I can, I'll keep on commenting back to you. All right, guys, well, as always, guys, thanks for watching. One tool a week.